Hello trader, welcome back to Deep Pockets Forex. We'll be giving you our weekly Forex forecast. We'll be giving you our structure-based opinion on the Forex market. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification button to make sure to get our weekly videos on a weekly basis. So before getting started with this video, we'll be giving you a tip, and then we can be going on to the forecast. We also hope that you're able to get some good entries, as a lot of pairs that we forecasted this previous week have been respecting our forecast. So before wasting any more time, let's get started with a tip. This week we're just going to share with you one tip. So the one tip that we can share with you is, whenever we forecasted a wide variety of pairs, but that does not mean that you should go out there and trade every single movement that we forecast. Even if every single forecast goes according to forecast, that does not mean that you should trade everything. Your responsibility is to focus on just a few pairs that give you an advantage, those pairs that give you big movements, those pairs that respect your entries most of the time. Those are the pairs that you should focus on, and those pairs that have been giving you consistency, those are the pairs that you should be focusing on. If we get a movement on particular pairs, we choose to focus on just a few and get entries on those, hold those, and those would give us good pips. Those are the pairs that we should focus on. Trading everything would not be helpful, because it will only confuse you. You'll be trading that, trading this, trading that, trading this, trading that, being on the charts all day. No, that's not what to do. In wave analysis, you focus on movement. We get a forecast, which is a big move, and then we get entry on that, and then we trade that when we ride that wave, and then we keep holding that wave until it completes. That's the advice I can give to you, because you shouldn't be trading just everything we put out there. Look for pairs that have given you the best results in the past and that you like, and focus on those during the week. If we do not include the pairs that you like, just look for the best pairs that are possible, that provide the best entries, that give more hope during that week, and focus on those pairs. Now, before wasting any more time, let's get started with a weekly Forex forecast. First on the list, we have NZDJPY. For NZDJPY this past week, we forecasted this down move. We say that we're expecting a down wave here, and then we say that this next week we're expecting a drop like this, and then it will move something like this. This is what we said. We also shared this setup on TradingView. We shared this forecast on TradingView. We say that we're expecting NZDJPY to give a drop like this, and this is what we're getting. As you can see, we have already gotten a movement down. This next week we're likely to get just a slight correction here, then down like this, then maybe from here we can get another correction, then down all the way up to this area, completing this wave, because this down wave here from here to here is not yet complete. We're still expecting more down to continue all the way up to this area here. That's what we're expecting on NZDJPY. If you're not already in the sell, just wait for a corrective structure here, then try to look for a down move. Also keep in mind that this corrective structure can go deep. It can go deep like this. If it goes deep, this is an opportunity for you to be able to sell higher. This is an opportunity for you to be able to sell higher. Then we head all the way down. That's what we're expecting on NZDJPY. Our direction we're looking for from this pair is down. If this tries to move like this is your opportunity to manage. You need to manage this trade. Whenever there's a change of structure in a particular pair, you need to be able to adjust and act according to the newly forming structure. As of now, we see only down moves. From this area, we focus at a down move, and that you can see that is what we have already gotten here, and more down is still expected. This is GBPUSD. GBPUSD. For GBPUSD, right from this area, we focused at a pivot. We say that we're expecting the price to move like this, and you can see that we got a down move like this, and we're getting a corrective structure here, and then we got a drop again here. There's a likely chance that we might get a corrective structure here like this and move like this. There's a chance that we might move like this. There's also a chance that from here we can just get a slight corrective structure like this, then get a drop like this, just a small drop, and then from here we would assess structure and see if we'll still be heading up like this. Then maybe from here, then we might head down. So we'll be giving you an update on that, but as of now we are still strongly firm on this down move. this down wave here. If we get any change of structure here, we will give you an update in the next week. But as of now, we are still counting on this down wave here. We're still counting on this down wave here on GBP USD, because this wave that is showing here is a big wave. It's a big wave. If there's just a slight delay here, it's just a correction, then you can see that we got a drop, and then here we might get another correction, or just this is just maybe just a pullback. We might get something like this, then we can head down like this. This is very possible on GBP USD, and we are expecting to see how it unfolds this week. If it continues down like this, would still be holding the sell, and if it decides to go like this, would break even or exit with slight profits, then we can look for another entry opportunity from this area here. We can look for another sell, because for us, we're already in the sell. This is a down move that we had already forecasted this wave from this level here. We say that we're expecting this big wave to complete up to this area according to structure. That's what we're seeing on GBP USD. We're still expecting more down, but if there's any changes, we would act on that. This is USDJPY. For USDJPY, you all know that from here we forecasted a big wave like this. We forecasted a big wave like this on USDJPY, and some of you were saying that this is not a possible move because this is a downtrend. This is a downtrend. Yes, you can see that this was a downtrend as you were saying, but even in the downtrend, we were able to focus this big wave all the way up to this area. We forecasted a movement to move from here to around this area, which is around 600 pips. Then after we got this movement, we still said we're expecting more up. In the previous weeks, we say that we're expecting more up. We're expecting to get a slight correction here, then price will still head up because this wave is not complete. This is a big wave and we're still expecting it to complete. That's what we mentioned in the previous week, and as you can see, we're already getting this up move completing up to this area. We also stated that if from this wave you're able to buy from this area and exit around this area, just wait for a slight correction and still look for an entry, a completing move, because they were expecting a completing move. As you can see, we're already getting that impulse move. We might be heading all the way up to this area this next week. So if you're already holding from here, just make sure to manage your trade. Make sure that your stop loss is in great profits now, and hold all the way up to this area. If you have already exited from this area, but you're able to get another entry here, just make sure that you are safe, so that you shift stop loss or you reduce the wideness of your stop loss, so that you are safe on this pair. And as of now, we're still expecting this up move to complete. After we complete this up move, we'll be giving you the next move on USDJPY. For now, just keep in mind that this is what we are expecting, and then we'll update you later. This is USDCHF. USDCHF is a movement that we focused on this area. We said we're expecting a big wave, and then we got this impulse move, and then after we got this impulse move, we say that wait, because this is not the final impulse move. We're expecting a corrective structure like this, then price will be heading up. That's what we said, and you can see that we already got a correction here, and price is breaking up, and all the way from here we're expecting price to move all the way up to this area. We say that we're expecting price to move like this, to move like this, or to move like this. This can either be a pullback or it can be a corrective structure, but this is the 1 day time frame. Whenever you go to the 8 hour, you'd realize that this is a corrective structure that we're talking about on USDCHF, and then now more up is expected all the way up to this area. That's what we're expecting on USDCHF. This is USDCAD. For USDCAD, you all know that from here we say that there's a pivot, and we say that be careful, because this we can get some manipulations here, because whenever we expect a big wave, there's also always a chance of manipulation. There's always a great chance of manipulation. So it is your responsibility to ensure that whenever you look for entry, manipulation has already happened. If you don't know how to spot manipulations, that's an opportunity for you to be able to learn from us. Then we can teach you all these things. Manipulation, entries, and so on. There's more that you're gonna learn if you get to join our team, but for now, just keep in mind that more up is expected, because there's a big wave that's expected. We're expecting this big wave. It's a big wave on USDCAD. We're expecting price to move like this, or we can get price moving like this, giving big waves like this. That's what we are expecting on USDCAD. We're expecting only up move. If we get something like this, we will be looking forward for our exit, because for us, we have been in this trade from around this area here, and we're still looking for more up. So if you also have been in this trade from around this area, just make sure that your stop loss is at break even, because this trade, it can always give changes of structure, so that even if it gives a change of structure, you're not affected. Make sure that your stop loss is at break even or just in slight profits, so that you're safe. This is AUDUSD we have on this chart. For AUDUSD, this previous week we talked about a corrective structure here and then a drop. And as you can see, we are getting this corrective structure here and then a drop here. And that's what we stated. We stated that it's either we get a small correction, then we get a drop, or we get a bigger corrective structure like this, then we get a drop. That's what we said on AUDUSD. And as you can see, we just got a small correction here, then we are getting a drop here like this. One thing to keep in mind, if you already made an entry right around this area, is to be safe. Make sure you shift your stop loss to break even, because we can get a movement that moves like this, slightly breaking this previous high, and then we can get this movement from here. We can get this movement right from here. Just make sure that you are safe from this area here. Also, another possibility that we can have from this pair is to get just a slight correction here, then we get continuation down. So your responsibility from here is to make sure that you shifted your stop loss to break even. One other option that we can get here is to get just a slight correction, then slightly break this previous low, then from here we can have a movement breaking this previous high to move right around this area here. Then we can have this bigger wave. The wave that we focused at here can be delayed because of the recent structure formation. The recent structure formation would make sure that it gives this up move, because it would be needed based on the most recent structure formation. Then later we can have this big wave, because it's a wave that is needed and that was forecasted. So it does not mean that it will not come at all, but it would just be delayed. Then we can get it later. And that's one thing that happens in the forex market. Sometimes we can focus the big move from here, and then we can have price moving down like this, then it gives a correction, then down, then we can have an up move, then we can have that wave delayed. We can have that wave that we focus from here, we can have it here. Now your duty now is to make sure that you find a wave at the right time, and at a right time and early you get the wave when it begins, so that you are able to have that allowance to be able to shift stop loss to break even and be safe. That's your duty in the forex market. And if you don't know how to get some of these entries early, you don't know how to spot some of these pivot points and how to spot those early entries, you can be contacting us so that you can learn all that and learn how we focus and how we find our entries in our inner circle. Feel free to do that so that you become a better trader. So what we're expecting on AUDUSD, we are still expecting this down wave. What we were sharing here were just possibilities so that you are aware. What we have here is EURNZD. Right from this area on EURNZD, there was an impulse move here. Then we got a movement like this. Then from here we shared this on Trading View. We say that we're expecting a down move here like this. And then we say that after we get this down move would break this previous low. And we say that we will be expecting an up move like this. And as you can see, we got this down move, and then this previous weeks on YouTube we focused at it from here. We said we're expecting this up move. There's a movement that we shared. We say that we're expecting this up move and it's expected soon. And as you can see, we already got this drop here like this, and then we got this movement which is around 450 pips. Then we got a down move like this. So one thing to keep in mind here, we can have just a slight correction like this, then we have this up move here up to this area, breaking this previous high, or this might just be a pullback. We can be heading up like this, then get a bigger corrective structure here, then head all the way up. Now if we go with this option, of this just being a pullback then up, and then we get our corrective structure here, know that this is a movement that would even head even higher. It would even break this level. It would head all the way up, going beyond this level here. And if we just get this as a correction and not a pullback, we might just be heading up to this area, the highest then we can have a down move down here, breaking this previous low, breaking this previous low. Now that's a structure that would be possible. It's also possible, like we say, that we can head all the way up. We'll be updating you on this following week, so just keep watching our weekly videos so that you get updated on this. This is what we're expecting on EURNZD. Euro USD. For Euro USD, we focused at a corrective structure here, then continuation down. Now, as you can see, we just got a small corrective structure like this. Then we got price continuing down just as we focused at. This next week, what can happen? We can have price moving up. Anywhere from here or from here, we can have price moving up like this. That's what is possible. We can have price moving up, or we can have a structure that moves like this. We can have a movement like this, then down, then correction, then down. Then we can have this up move like this, breaking this previous highs, breaking this previous highs. Then from here we can give you what's next after getting this up move. This is very, very likely. Or we can just have price giving a slight correction here, then down. Then from here, without giving another correction, we can have an up move like this, breaking this high and breaking this high all the way up to this area. Then from here we can give you the next move. From here we can give you the next move on the market. That's what's likely to happen on Euro USD. This is Euro AUD. For Euro AUD, this previous week we focused on a big move from here. We said we're expecting a big wave up like this. That's what we said on Euro AUD. And as you can see, we got a movement up, then we got a down move here like this. And from here, this is what can happen. We can get a slight corrective structure here, then head down. And then get a slight corrective structure here, then head down. This is very possible. And then from here, this is where we might be getting this up move here. This is where we might be getting this up move. That's what was expected from here. Also from here, this can just be a pullback, or just to get as much people as out from this trade. Then we can be having price moving like this, then get a correction here, and then move like this all the way up to this area. This movement is very possible. This is what we can have on Euro AUD. So just keep in mind that you are safe here. Make sure that you are safe, so that if we get this down move here like this, you're not taken out at stop loss. You can still look forward for another entry still from here, as we look for trading this up move here like this. That's what we're expecting on Euro AUD. We are expecting this big movement right from this area. We're expecting this big movement right from this area. If we just get slight pullbacks, know how to act during a pullback. Know how to act during a pullback. Know how to manage your trade. That's the advice that we can give you on this pair. Look here, this is EURGBP. EURGBP. Now EURGBP, you know that this is a movement that we focused at an up move from here. We said we're expecting a wave up, where we're expecting a wave up right from this area. And as you can see, we got an up move, then we got a down move. There's a pair that we have not found entry yet in the inner circle, and we are still looking for entry this next week. If we manage to catch a buy from here or around this area, anywhere around this area, we'll be looking forward to buying. We'll be interested in taking the buy if our entry confirms a buy opportunity. Now what can happen here, we can have this movement, impulse move, and then get a correction here, then look for a buy movement. There's what can happen. We can have this structure formation, and then we'll be happy to catch a buy on this. And one thing that can happen, we can just have a slight correction here, then give more down, breaking this previous low. And if we get this more down movement, we can be waiting on this up move. After this down move is completed, we can be catching the buy. As of now, we're just spectators on this. We're just observing from a distance. We're not interacting with this pair. But the moment our entry is confirmed, we'll be happy to take the buy. Now this is NZDUSD. Now you know that in the forex market there's always options, and we're working with probabilities here. So you need to assess all your probabilities, all your chances, and then act accordingly. So this is NZDUSD. For NZDUSD, we focused at this down move from here, and then this previous week we talked about getting a corrective structure here and a down move. One thing that we said is that we can get a bigger corrective structure, then a down move, or we can have a small corrective structure, then a down move. Now what you see here, what we had is a small corrective structure. Now from here, what we can focus, the next move is that we can get just this kind of corrective structure, then head down one more time. Then from here we can be heading all the way up, and there's an up move that you should be ready to trade if you're not already in this cell. If you're not already in this cell, wait for this up move because it's expected. Wait for completion of structure here, then get this down move, then look for a buy here. That's what we can get on NZDUSD. One other thing that can happen here is to get an impulse move, then a corrective structure like this. If we get this, it's a different story. This is totally a different structure. That might mean that from here, anytime from here or from here, we can be heading up. We can be heading up, and we might break this previous high and this previous high. Now those are the options on NZDUSD. Your responsibility is to observe what happens during the week and act accordingly. That's your responsibility trading forex. Now what we can have here, we can just wait and then wait for this movement to complete. Then we can be looking for this buy. If you are already selling here, make sure that your stop loss is on break even and you are managing your trade, or your stop loss is in profits by now. This is GBPJPY. Now GBPJPY, you all know that this previous week we did not include in our forecast, mainly because we wanted to observe it first, so that we can give you an intelligent bias. So what we have here based on our structure, it's possible that we can have a corrective structure here, then an up move like this, breaking this previous high. It's possible we can have that, and then after breaking this previous high, it's also possible that we might break this previous high, having price moving like this, then get a corrective structure, then another movement breaking this previous high and this previous high. Then we can have a down move like this, and this down move, for now, it would not be a big down move. This down move can only be a down move that is going to break this previous low and this previous low, and it can end up to this area or slightly below this area here. And then from here we'll be giving you our bias on what's next, on either we will be continuing down or what will be happening. But as of now, just keep in mind we can have this, and one other option that we can have this down move like this, breaking this previous low. And if we can have this down move breaking this previous low, we can get a corrective structure here, a bigger one, then we can head down. Now those are the options on GBPJPY. We can have that, and then we head all the way down, and what happens during the week will determine what you get from this. If we get entry around this area, if we see signs of a down move and then we get an entry, we'll be looking forward to getting that entry. We'll be happy to get that entry. But if this movement just gives a correction, then an up move like this, we will not be trading this. We will ignore this trade because we'll be looking for only to trade sell movements.